It's finally happening for the Toronto Blue Jays. The Jays front office built this team to win from great pitching and defense, and so far, we're getting exactly that. With just enough offense and shutting down the opponents, the Blue Jays are putting a lot of W's in the win column. And the last time the Blue Jays had a team like that, well, they had a pretty damn good season. Now, could that be true for this Toronto Blue Jays team? What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. In this one, we're going to be breaking down the pitching stats on this Toronto Blue Jays team. They are very good right now, and I want to break down who's doing it and how they're doing it. Before we get into it, though, I encourage you guys to please hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today. If you enjoy Blue Jays news and content, it really does help out the channel. Now, like I said off the top, the Blue Jays pitching and defense has been the reason why they've been winning games, and that is true. And the pitching staff is the main focus of this video. The defense, we can break that down in another one, but I really wanted to highlight how good this staff has been so far this season. I'm going to flash over right here to the Blue Jays overall ERA, and then we're going to get more micro as this video goes on. So overall, the Blue Jays, their ERA to begin this season is a great 3.21. That's the entire staff. That's fifth in all of baseball. Pretty damn good. Fifth in all of baseball, right behind the Reds, Royals, Giants, and shockingly the Mets. I thought the Mets staff was kind of weak this year, but they're proving a lot of people wrong. We're fifth right now to begin the season. Now, like I said off the top, the last time they had a good team like this, they went on to do some pretty dang good things. Well, looking back to 2023, the last time the Blue Jays went to the playoffs, they were fourth in the entire league in total staff ERA. Right? A lot of that was the bullpen. A lot of that was a makeup of the rotation. Overall, they were very phenomenal that season. They had a very healthy rotation, contributions from Kikuchi, Bassitt, Gausman, and of course, Jose Barrios. So that staff is looking very similar to this staff in the small sample size of what? 14 games? There you go for all you sample size people out there. But so far, so good for the Blue Jays staff. Now, if you really want to break it down even further, the starting pitcher ERA, that is where the Blue Jays are getting a major part of their contributions. They are currently second in ERA, fourth in WHIP. Walk per 9 is 6. Those are great categories. Not so many strikeouts, but it doesn't really matter when you're giving up a hit per 9, second best in baseball. Very good. Now, the relief pitcher ERA, that's 23rd in baseball. WHIP's not too bad, but I point a lot of those earned runs to that Baltimore series they faced early on, where you had, Richard Lovelady, and they still got Jacob Barnes in the pen, but, they gave up a lot of runs, and that really inflated the ERA. But overall, the rest of it is, a lot better. The WHIP is what you really like to look at for the relief pitchers. What are they giving up on per inning, walks and hits, and then the strikeouts, too, for relief pitchers. They're getting a lot of strikeouts. So there's a lot of positive signs in the relief pitching right there. And again, overall, fifth best in all of baseball. Now, the starting pitching staff is what I want to focus on right here. And this is where we're going to get a little bit more micro as we keep going through this video. Right here. Boom. The Blue Jays starting rotation is absolutely dealing. It's a tweet we threw out here. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, go to the link in the description down below. Gausman, in almost 20 innings pitched, 2.33 ERA. Chris Bassitt, in 18 innings pitched, 0.98. Whoa. The dude who we were looking at as maybe one of the weaker links based off of last year's ERA and performances was Chris Bassitt. So far, other than Easton Lucas, he's been the best. And of course, Barrios off to a bit of a shaky start, but not horrendous. Francis off to a very solid start. And then of course, Easton Lucas, like I mentioned. I'm going to bring up 3 names in this video and break down how they're doing it, how they're doing this good. That is, of course, Gausman, Bassitt, and an honorable mention in Easton Lucas. Kevin Gausman, let's start with him, shall we? He, of course, is having a phenomenal bounce back, and we would all kind of say he is the ace of the rotation. Maybe Chris Bassitt's giving him a run for his money in just the limited starts of 3, but I think we can all agree that Chris Bassitt is the ace of this rotation. The fastball this year has been what is most impressive about me with Kevin Gausman. As you can see right here, the percentile ranking, 99th percentile. But what I love here, if you look over here, and I love this update by Baseball Savant, you can see the movement profile. And you can see his four-seamer right now is creating a ton of inches on the rise right here. And that is slightly above league average. For a pitcher like Gausman, who is a fastball splitter pitcher. That's the majority of his pitches. Sometimes he throws in a slider, as you can see right there. For him, in order to fool people, he's got to be able to create that rising deception to the hitters. And with a splitter that goes downwards, to have a fastball that rises up, that's incredible deception. And that's how you get the batters looking up and down the strike zone. And if I go down here, you can see that's exactly how he's attacking hitters with the fastball. He's throwing it up and away to the lefties, up and in to the righties right there, jamming them, getting them feeling uncomfortable, hitting it off the handle. Whereas then he mixes in the good split finger right here, down and in and away from those left-handed hitters. And that's where I want to transition to next, is that split finger. The big thing last year for Kevin Gausman was the split finger wasn't getting enough break as it was in the prior years. As you can see right here, this is movement for inches, right? Average movement on each pitch. By inches. And as you can see, the split finger, this little cyan blue line, throughout the years has been going down, and then in 2024, it was at the lowest it's ever been in Gausman's career, which was concerning, because if you're not getting the splitter movement, then you're not getting a lot of swings and misses, and his strikeouts were down last year. And then, well, if I'm a hitter, if I can see the splitter not moving that much, I'm just going to lay off it. Or if it's a mistake, I'm going to hammer it. And then I'd rely on the fastball, or I'd sit on the fastball, right? But now this year, you can see so far in just 3 starts, it has gone way up, right? Considered to last year. It has now a vertical break of negative 1.9, which is a significant improvement from what we're seeing from the prior year for Kevin Gausman. And again, pairing that with the fastball is what gets Kevin Gausman back to his bread and butter. And as you can see right here, he's already got the run value of +5 on his fastball compared to last year, which was +3. So already in 3 starts, he's creating a lot more runs swinging into the Blue Jays' direction. That's the big difference for me with Kevin Gausman. Also, you can see here, just to highlight a little bit more, the split finger is creating a lot more tailing action to the right side towards the third base bag, which is, again, generating weak contact and a lot more swings and misses. And again, of course, it never hurts to highlight, he's not walking people. So he's commanding the pitches, he's getting ahead, and he's getting them out. When you got a hitter on 0-2 and you're Kevin Gausman, you could pretty much go in any direction, depending on how you start out the at-bat. You could go with the split finger, you can go with the heater, because they're sitting in between. What do you sit on? You can't sit on both pitches, and because he's creating a lot of that vertical rise and that breaking action away from the batters, he's creating a lot of weak contact and swings and misses. So Kevin Gausman, so far, that's how he's getting it done. And my goodness, I'm loving what I'm seeing. His last start, he went 8 innings and gave up no earned runs. That is right there an ace. However, like I mentioned, maybe this guy's giving him a run for his money. Chris Bassitt. You can see right here, this is the leaders in ERA amongst all major league pitchers who are qualified, of course, starting pitchers. He's 6th in all of baseball. There's a lot of shocking names up on this list. Schwellenbach's actually a pretty good young pitcher right there for the Atlanta Braves. He's off to a great start. Tyler McGill, who the Blue Jays face, he's up there. Mitchell Parker, Martin Perez, resurgence. Nick Lodolo, big breakout for the Cincinnati Reds, and they're up there in the total ERA numbers, good ERA numbers for the entire MLB. And then, of course, you got Chris Bassitt at 0.98. Now, Chris Bassitt, like I mentioned last year, not so good. The numbers were way, way down. And you can see right here, I'm just scrolling up because I was looking at it a little bit earlier. 2024, oof, look at that. Expected numbers in terms of pitching, expected ERA, well below average. Expected batting average, well below average. The Ks was below average. The whiff was below average. The walks was below average. And that's where I want to start. How do you become a good pitcher in baseball? We're not, it's no secret right here. You got to throw first pitch strikes. You got to throw and command every single one of your pitches. And the thing with Bassitt, people were talking about, well, he's got so many pitches. Maybe you got to drop a few pitches. Maybe you got to, cut those out because if they're not going for strikes, you can't do it. Thing is, he's throwing all those other pitches for such a low percentage anyways. I feel like he throws them in counts where he's favorited in, or maybe he wants to get ahead of a batter. He's not really looking for it. But regardless, people were kind of wondering, well, what does he got to do to get back to commanding? And, well, it's not that hard. For Chris Bassitt, who's a veteran kind of guy, I'm going to get ahead with my fastballs again. It's no secret right here. I feel like everybody in the Blue Jays staff is doing this. Maybe we should get ahead with our fastballs. And Chris Bassitt's fastballs is a combination of the cutter and the sinker. And the cutter and the sinker right now have been, honestly, very solid for Chris Bassitt. He hasn't really changed a whole lot. Maybe he's throwing the sinker a little bit less, but he hasn't really changed a whole lot. The sinker right now has a batting average against of 192. The cutter, which has been his go-to favorite pitch this year to put batters out and get a lot of weak contact, nobody's gotten a hit off the cutter this year. That's phenomenal. And look, he's getting ahead. He's attacking. He's getting weak contact. Love it. But what's really impressive to me is that breaking ball. 99th percentile. That breaking ball. I'm looking at the sweeper. I'm looking at the curveball. And in the prior years, when he wasn't having good command with his fastball, prior years being last year, when he wasn't having good command with his fastball, then the curveball and the other pitches aren't really going to be coming into play because he's got to be able to throw a pitch in for a strike, and those pitches were getting hit. However, because he's getting ahead, because he's getting batters in between, not really sure what to sit on, those pitches, the whiff rates are over 40% on the curveball and the sweeper. That's amazing. The Baseball Savant ranks his sweeper first in all of MLB in horizontal movement. That's another huge thing right there. For whatever reason, and I can't tell you, and I wish I had an inside, scoop on Chris Bassitt. And my first question for him would be, how did you get more movement on all your pitches? Look at this. 2024, this is all vertical movement by inches by season. This is 2024 right here, if you could see. That's where we're at. Look at now this year. Everything has gone up by at least an inch on average on all these pitches. Everything's getting a lot more movement. He's getting ahead of batters, and he's not walking a lot of people. As you can see right here, the walk rate is drastically different, 87th percentile compared to last year, 32. Everything, when you get ahead and you attack batters and you trust your stuff, everything is working. And it also helps that he's got great movement on a lot of his pitches. So Chris Bassitt, the guy that we were kind of looking as maybe our fourth guy, maybe our fifth guy in this rotation, is currently the best pitcher on this Blue Jays staff. So hopefully he can keep that up. Now, one last honorable mention, because I gotta. How do you not honorable mention this guy? Easton Lucas. 2 starts. This guy has 0 earned runs against him. And when I looked at his profile and I tried to break down what exactly is it that he's doing, I mean, you can see it right here. The fastball, 99th percentile in run value. How is that happening? I look at right here his profile movement. It's a slightly above average in terms of inches rise, but also slightly above average in the tail. So it's not like it's getting a whole lot of different movement on that four-seamer. It's not moving a whole lot of tailing side to the first base side, but it's getting a little bit more rise, and it's surprising people. That's the big thing with Easton Lucas, is that he pitches with literally no fear. I mean, the other day, John Schneider was talking about him. It's a feel-good story. We love it. But the big thing is, he's throwing his fastball up in the zone for strikes. He's throwing it up there, and he's getting a lot of people swinging. He's getting a lot of people missing. You can see the expected batting average on his four-seam. Weak contact, 140 expected batting average. Nobody's hitting it, and it's making his other pitches play off a little bit better. The sweeper's nothing crazy. I mean, I did see a pitching ninja video of his sweeper, which was, he could throw a good one when he wants to, but in the early going, you're kind of seeing it's a little bit inconsistent. I can't show you the videos right here because I'll get flagged by YouTube, but you can see some of these pitches right here. This one in particular, this is each pitch that you can actually click on this on Baseball Savant and you can see the pitch that he threw, which I think is awesome. But you can see some of these sweepers kind of flatten out, and some of them have great break, like this one right here. A lot of movement to the third base side, a lot of sweeping action, right? But some of them don't really get a lot of break, and you can see that these are the ones that get hit hard, and those are the ones going into play, and those are the ones over the heart of the plate. That's okay. The big thing, again, he's Easton Lucas. We're not expecting a whole lot, but what I like is he's attacking really well with the fastball. And just like the other 2 guys I broke down, who are veterans, who are aces, who are going to help the Blue Jays team win a lot of games this year, there's something common that Easton Lucas is doing right here, and he's getting ahead with the fastball, establishing it, and he's putting batters away and trusting his stuff. I would break down the rest of this staff if I could. Well, I could. You'll probably see some more videos, but for time's sake, I'm going to cut this one short. The big thing here for the Blue Jays is that they're getting contributions from their starting pitchers. The relief pitchers, like I said, those other kind of side stats other than ERA is, again, way better than it was last year, being 29th, if not the worst staff in or bullpen in all of baseball. And they're pairing it up, like I mentioned off the top, with just enough hitting. I know people are complaining about the home run ball right now. That's going to come back around. But overall, top 10 in average, top 10 in getting on base, baby. Let's play some money ball. That, guys, is my breakdown of the Blue Jays staff. Hey, they're finally doing it, guys. This is the way the Blue Jays are going to win ball games this year. It's the way the team has been built to have great pitching and great defense. And if they can continue to do that, the Blue Jays are going to win a lot of games. You guys let me know your thoughts about all this I broke down here in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, guys, go Jays, go.